Hey, welcome to Home of Secret Marae. Um, just sharing a little video of our recent road trip that we took. We went to Durango, Colorado. Well, we drove from Wisconsin first to a part of New Mexico that my family lives in. We just stayed there one night and then went to Durango for a few days, and then went to New Mexico again, a different part of New Mexico, for a few days where Matt's family lives. And so we just got back from that trip. It was like 11 days. We, like I said, drove first, or on the way there, we drove straight through 20 hours. Matt and I only got 3 hours of sleep. We were really regretting that. So on the way home, we made sure to get an Airbnb to sleep in at night, which helped a lot. We were still sleepy because we got to the Airbnb late, but we did get some solid sleep. Yeah, Charlie handled it pretty well, more so on the way there, I think, because we left closer to nighttime. I mean, he took a late nap in the car, and then it wasn't too long after, like, we stopped for a little while, and then he fell asleep in the car at night, and he just woke up when we would stop at I think we stopped at the gas station twice, and then Matt had to switch because he was getting really tired, like he wanted me to drive. So then Charlie woke up. Then we just had to kind of comfort him back to sleep, and then he fell back asleep. But on the way home was a different story because we left like earlier, like after breakfast, which, yeah, he just did not want to be in the car all day, because on the way there, the good chunk of the time we were driving was while he was sleeping at night. So lesson learned on that. I just wanted to share a little bit of my heart on like why we went on this trip, the heart posture and like mindset I wanted to have, like going into it. Yeah, things that God kind of taught me along the way and reminded me of. I actually made a video prior to this, but I didn't like the first half, so I'm just going to show you what I said, because I do like what I said. I feel like it was led by the Holy Spirit, so I'm just going to plop that little piece of the video in, so it's not going to be like seamless, just so you know. It was very, very eventful. We were doing something every day. I mean, it wasn't like, not every day was big things, but like we saw new things every day, went new places every day. So it was a trip, we're probably not gonna be able to go on this kind of trip for a long time, maybe even until I don't know what our financial situation will be or how God will lead us, once we have more kids. But it's, definitely going to be more of a challenge to go on a road trip for that amount of time once we have more kids. And, yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens. But it's also special because this is the only trip we've gone on, like vacation that we've gone on since having Charlie, and hopefully I'll be pregnant soon and we're not going to go on another trip again before we have another child. So it was very special to have just this time of Charlie, Matt, and I before we add to our family again. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the little montage I created. It's just, I didn't want to be like vlogging while I was on the trip. I wanted to just be off my phone as much as, I guess not as much as possible, because it would be possible to not be on my phone at all, but wanted to just be off my phone for the most part, and enjoy everything I could in the moment and soak it all in. And so I just took little clips as things were happening, just a few seconds, and so I put them, well, maybe a few minutes, but put them all together. And yeah, I think I haven't watched it all the way through yet, but it's a very special video, especially obviously to us, but hopefully you all will enjoy it and be inspired to take a little trip with your family, because I guess the things that I didn't want it to be just about us, and like, I mean, rest is very important, you know, I learned a lot beforehand. Like, I wanted to prepare my heart and mind for like being on this trip and why I'm on the trip. I didn't want it to be just like, oh yeah, I'm going seeing all these things, and like, I don't know, I just didn't want it to be like all about me. And so I read a few things, listened to something, and just my perspective going into the trip was like, I mean, we all need rest. You know, in the Bible, people, like, you know, in Israel, they took a Sabbath every week, and they had festivals all the time and like celebrations, and they would take off, you know, for like a week or something. And also their work, the way that they worked was a lot different from how we do. Like, you know, my husband goes to work right in the morning, comes home at night, doesn't really get much of a break, and that's 5 days a week. And from what I've learned, like in the times of the Bible, they would their work rest rhythm was a lot different. Like, they would work hard, but it wasn't like they would work constantly all day. Like, for the most part, most people didn't have to work constantly all day and necessarily 5 days a week. And so even Jesus had to go away to rest and take a break. And so it is very important for our spiritual life and our physical well-being. And it doesn't mean you have to take this extravagant trip, or it has to be a long trip, but just some sort of break is good for you. And also just seeing the world outside of just where you live and where you're from, I feel like is very good to broaden your scope of like, okay, there's all these other people out there, and God created all of them. God created all of the creation that you don't see. Like, there's so much God created outside of just, you know, your little town. And like, you know that, but it's like one thing to know that, but actually then to go see it and experience it too, and just to see how good God is and how vast and sovereign and powerful he is too, and just how beautiful he has to be to create all of this, you know. And another thing, we like prayed that God would be able to use us on this trip to be a light and a representative of him. And there was, I won't go into details, but there was this really cool thing that happened unexpectedly where we were able to help someone and be a representative of Jesus to them, and just kind of give them clarity on who Jesus is and show them tangible love. So there's probably more I could say, but I kind of forgot, or I'm too hungry to think. So yeah, enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Take courage, my son, for the Spirit says come and be set free.